and they're already 30 points away from that top 15. And they're basically not on the bubble, in a sense, or just above the bubble. It's a great place to be, but this engagement, every engagement matters, every wall placement matters, every shot matters. As you've seen, eye drop actually gets dropped by Mongrel. That kind of gave him the early definition of consistency, and that is proving wrong. But what is not wrong is Left Eye clutching up this little mini battle right here, but now definitely has to clutch more as he goes against a window edit, pays a price because they're trying to save Mappy. Mappy is down. It's a 2v2. Nice! Right in. Left Eye gets that clutch that you're looking for, and that's going to give the ability just to breathe for a split moment. And Fanayan has going to have to hold back and hold the wall.
Yeah, so I think he was actually just able to get the conversion on the Elim, and 200 pump is still up. They're trying to get the conversion onto Mappy, and Left Eye is the one sticking the revive to have to invest. And you see there, now opting to stick for the revive. Chug Splash is coming out from 200 pump, which leads Left Eye with his 600 HP. Nope, they're going to let Mappy tip over. I think that's a good decision, because otherwise you're effectively, yep, there you go. They're going to be able to find the conversion onto Loft as well to get some much needed HP over onto Left Eye without having to burn too much of his utility. If he had to take both of those big pots, it would have been really detrimental, because they also need to clean up 200 pump here and get a reboot, and they need to do it quick. Regular squads, duos, solos, arena. However, it only comes into play when you're over a certain number of people left after a certain storm phase. So right now, for the first threshold, that will be at storm phase 3, and you need to have more than 70 people alive. So in the top left corner, you can see 85, and that's what's causing some of these players to go so aggressive. And right now, AD and Amplify Matzo going to clean up that trio right there. 8 times 4, I'm not great at math, that's 32. There's 33 teams, so anybody who didn't end up making that will then be put into a match with their chance to try and make, or the top teams will be put in, and only the winner will go through. No points scored, nothing else. It's all about the victory royale. And right now, Nako's deciding that it's all about the rotations, as he's going to opt to use a shockwave early on. Will be able to get a knock there, get the conversion onto Monkey as well. Finds a second pump shot, but not quite able to connect. Eats a huge one from the side as a crash test dummy in his box. Will he be able to make a dummy out of him? He does instead. Prophecy being the prophet himself, taking it down, eating the pump shot from Nakos and the French trio.
Resguard, Scram, and Stompy was my prediction early on to do really well, and I've yet to see that big pop-off moment for them yet in these qualifying rounds. But the day is young. It is early here in this game 2 of the 6 here in day 2, and already Stompy and the crew have 17 points and 1 elim from this match.
Now, Amplify, ADN, and Co. pressuring down on Scram. You can see Stompy heading for the hills, trying to find his own room. Scram says, that's fine, I'll do it myself. And by do it myself, I mean get knocked. That's Amplify going to be able to take him down. They're trying to chuck him back into the zone to make sure he doesn't tick out. They want all of his loot. They want to get the shakedown, and they want the max storm damage, making sure they do all the little things right. That's the theme for this trio.
It's all the small things, and right now it's just a small matter of moments for Stompy, who's all alone, and that's going to be a scary situation to be. The Lone Rangers, though, it's going to be difficult to kind of get those heroic points coming in all by yourself, and knowing that you're in shambles and you're just eating storm, and you have a deadly trio of Matzo, ADN, and Amplify.
You swear that that's a tunnel that's going on, it's just going to keep going, but you slam into a brick wall, and that was Mongrel on the other side of that. But Matzo says, well, something about a rock in a hard place, and I'm going to put you in between it, as he's going to trade it out, and Mitro gets traded out, and all of a sudden, it's Tayson by himself, and ADN, Matzo, and Co. saying, hey, you're the most consistent trio? No, we're going to take that away. We'll take your tunnel, we'll take your mats, and they're going to occupy all of this space now and be able to work their way forward. But the question is, can they find Tayson? You can see him trying to stick that revive. They try and find the space. Matzo gets traded out on the other side, so immediately ADN, just a little bit of spite, and make sure he gets that conversion down, sneaks in a nice little pump shot. Good job holding that wall in it, but somebody on his other side, this is going to go awkward real quick. 85 on the backside, Jerky goes down, but Sapiros ends up saying, surprise, caught on the backside of zone again, and that's where all the chaos is all the time in competitive Fortnite. trying to not fall prey to the little bush ambush from Hen, Patrick, and co. over on the side. However, Wolfies is going to eat a ton of fire in the second you hear that armor crack and the white tags come through. It's going to draw a lot of focus. Need to keep eyes on where his teammates are, and also keep eyes on that top left as 19 trios remain. Once that gets to 17, the points will begin to be doled out, and we're into the late game now as the 5th circle is closing, and that means full moving zone, Sancho.
Let's see what happens, Sundown. It could go north, man. If it goes north, yes, like Ozzy Antic says, it's beachy and it's fine and it's cool. So, oh my goodness. Speaking of Cooler ZQ, Cooler ZQ goes down. That was such a pop-off moment in game 1, so now it's going to be another person who's having a pop-off moment. But Wolfie, CRR, and Kenzo are popping off, man. They're taking the momentum that they had in day 1 and wrecking here in day 2 already. And already you're seeing here a fight for height breakout. And Giannis, Andalex, and Squeeze are like, yo, we could take height the old school way, and that's with mats.
It's a fight for height, and try as they might, it's going to be theirs. You can see Trox and Co. just acquiescing it right there, saying, all right, you're investing all of that. Well, I don't think we have enough to match it. They came running at him with hard mats, soft mats, every kind of mats. Throw the kitchen sink in there as well, because they're going to be the anvil falling from the sky on the rest of the lobby. As you can see, Floki getting the knock there onto Micking Up. We have our top 17 trios, which means placement points are going out. Storm Surge is in play for another 11 players. However, on the rotation, enough people should fall before it begins to strike purple lightning from the sky.
What a crazy ramp rush that kind of get me back in chapter 1 days, and just seeing that, you know, nothing was menacing and seeing a metal triple ramp layer all coming your way. But you might be right, the expense may have been too high, the tab may be too high for them to hold on. We're taking a look, they're actually looking kind of healthy here, as Sweezy looking really solid. It's a moment of just keeping everybody down. We saw Cooler ZQ trio in the previous match unable to hold on to height because they could not keep up the pressure, but Analyx, Giannis, and Squeeze have that opportunity to do so, considering that they're all together in trio. And we're seeing Mappy, that top 10 trio, very on the low ground. I think Mappy may be by himself. Now we're seeing the layers kind of here. We have the low ground, mid ground, and at height. This is a battle that we're seeing here. Yes, Mappy and Left Eye all left alone, but what a strong performance here. Look at the elim, Sundown. 8 elims all together, and already we're in that top 17 phase. So all they have to do is just stay up and get those placement points, and no doubt they have a strong opportunity to get in the top 15.
And where their head is at right now is they know Left Eye has a bandage cannon, which is one of the strongest heal off items in the game outside of a flopper, and they're just looking for whatever extra points and utility, because every single point matters. Again, this trio has to place in the top 15, and Left Eye, the World Cup qualified player, so incredibly intelligent looking back there, but needs to be careful. Had his inventory open, splitting mats there with Mappy is going to take a couple shots. But right now, they're doing fine. Outlasted into the top 8 right now, so those placement points still taking over. I saw Bondig in the feed as well, so it's another great game from them as Left Eye opens up an edit, says surprise, a couple of rifle shots come through. He'll get a conversion. That's another round of points, but not able to find the mats and needs to get back up with Mappy as they continue this rotation.
This is the soggy bottom of this layer right here. I'm sorry, Mary Berry, but sometimes the soggy bottom is delicious, because this is where you rack up the most points right now. Left Eye and Mappy are doing it together as a duo, and this is going to be a big opportunity, but the beams are coming through and might be a little too much. Down he goes.
He got taken down, and now that player in the storm is waiting for the conversion to try and get back over. You have Hen on the low ground, but up on the high ground, Janice, Andalex, and Squeeze. Man, you know what they've been doing this entire time. 11 eliminations, raining shots down. Squeeze was the mat maestro. He was the one who had more than enough materials to drop down, re-ramp back up, split half of his mats, connect the high ground, splitting more mats, still has 15 extra builds as Ovation Majaster picking up an elim on the low ground. We have our top 3, so who can clutch up and get some extra placement points? Top 2 is +4, top 3 is just the +2, and they want the victory royale for that +5 at the end. Every point mattering right now as Duck on top finishes legendary, and it's a 3v1, and we all know how this is going to end as Blaster falls to Janice. 13 eliminations, 38 points there in match number 8.
2 here on the day. Hen, Deceptos, Patrick, they're still holding on. But Blaster, Nikov, Alpha, they are closing in right now, trying to overtake them for that first place spot.
And they've made this round 3 very, very strong. And look, they're saying it. We are here. We are third. We are dominating. And you know what? I could see them taking that first place slot today, actually.